Hey, we're out in the honey house today getting ready to mix up some pollen supplement. Noticed in the videos we discussed using it a lot, but never have showed you how we do it. That's what we're going to be doing today. We like to use Ultra Bee. Bees consume it really good for us. And basically what we do is we mix it in equal parts of everything and high carbohydrate count so the bees consume it readily. We are in small hive beetle country, so the sooner they eat it, the better off we are. So we thought we'd bring you along today, show you how we do it. By no means the only way to do it, but it works really good for us, this recipe, and it'll save you some money versus buying the pre-made patties. We hope you enjoy the video. So what we're doing is we're taking 20 cups of the Ultra Bee, and we're going to put it in this old uncapping tub that we used to mix it in now. It don't have to be exact. And then we're going to take our plain granulated sugar. We're going to put 20 cups of granulated sugar in with the Ultra Bee. Again, it don't have to be exact. There was just a little left in the bag, so I'm gonna put it in there with it. It won't hurt anything. My assistant's gonna come over there. He's gonna mix that up real nice. You kind of want to fluff it up, aerate it a little bit. Mix the sugar up real nice with the Ultra Bee. Get a good consistency going and keep fluffing it. Get some air into it. We've been using this recipe for a while. I think it's a alteration of the Michael Palmer recipe. We experimented for a while till we found what we liked and what the bees seemed to consume the best, and this is what we've stuck with over the years. Just let me know when you're ready.
It's almost.
We've also used Bee Pro in the past, and it works okay, but the bees seem to eat the Ultra Bee faster, and they just seem to like it better.
I'll get these corners over.
You want to break up any little balls of sugar that's clumped together as you fill them. Kind of like baking a cake for beekeepers. And this amount here will make 100 quarter-pound pollen supplement patties for our colonies. We cut them based on the size of the colony and what they can take. You know, in small hive beetle country, sometimes they can't a colony can't take a pound patty, and it's okay to cut them up. Makes more trips to the bee yard, but it's, you know, better than letting the hive beetles overrun your colony, especially on the weaker colonies.
I think it's good.
You got it mixed up?
Yeah, it's good now.
And after you get it mixed up real nice and good, aerate it up a little bit. Make sure there's no big sugar balls in it. What we like to do is take just some plain vegetable oil. It helps keep them drying out. And what I do for this recipe, this amount right here, is I put 3/4 of a cup. Of the vegetable oil. And then we take 2-to-1 sugar syrup. And basically it's no exact amount, because sometimes it's different. The consistency, everything's not always the same. So we take this and pour it in and mix it by hand until we see what we want. You're going for a Play-Doh type consistency. We like it to be drier versus wetter. You know, I don't like it running everywhere. And, you know, we put it in wax paper, so that helps a lot also. But we'll show you the consistency as he's mixing of what we're looking for. It is nice to have an extra set of hands when you're making this stuff, because it's sticky, it gets all over you, and it gets hard to mix up after a while. Your hands get tired, so you may see us alternating back and forth mixing it up. Just let me know if you need some more. And you can mix it in a 5-gallon bucket. It's just harder to get to the bottom and get it all mixed up. A lot of people use a drill, and I've honestly never tried using a drill on it, because, you know, we're only running 100 colonies or so it's easier for us just to mix it by hand when we need it, and it's always fresh. But keep in mind, you can freeze this stuff. Whatever you have left over, you can put it in the freezer and keep it until the next time you use it. Just thaw it out before you place it on the colony. But after you freeze it, the moisture content seems to be more, and they don't hold together quite as good after you've frozen them, and especially when you're out working in the heat, they get real soft. So we try to mix it up fresh as we need it. But if we have any left, we will throw it in the freezer. This stuff's expensive, so we try to make use of all of it we can. And when you're mixing it, if you get it too watery, you can always throw a little more Ultra B and sugar in with it. You know, it's not rocket science. You know, the bees will eat it. Just mix it together, and we'll show you the consistency we're looking for. But you can always add to it. You know, start light on the liquid or the sugar syrup. Then, if you need to, you can add some more Ultra B or some more sugar. Your hands tired yet?
Not yet.
I do recommend, if you have somewhere outside that you can mix it up versus your kitchen, to do it. My wife doesn't really like us messing with sugar syrup on our countertops and getting it all over the cabinets, because everything you touch gets it and leaves a mark. Then you have to go through and clean it back up. But we just do it in our honey house, and it works out good for us. You need some more?
Not right this second, but I probably will.
You can also use high fructose corn syrup or Pro Sweet to mix this stuff up with, but we don't generally use that stuff anyway, so we just use sugar syrup. Usually about 4 quarts is what it takes for this amount for the 20 cups of pollen sub. So, but it's never the same. We may have to mix some more or add some to it. We feed pollen supplement heavy in the fall. We really think that it helps the bees build their fat stores up before the winter. You know, because winter bees are different than summer bees, and you can't, I don't understand all the science behind the bees of winter physiology. I don't think anybody really does. But you know, they have to survive all winter. And especially in some of our winters aren't generally too bad here in the Piedmont of North Carolina, but some winters are pretty rough, and they have to survive on their fat stores and the honey, you know, or their feed in the colony. But they also have to start, you know, feeding the young bees in the spring. So that's a lot. And the more fat bodies they have in reserve, the better they're going to come out of the winter. And all he's doing, he's going to mix that until we get to the consistency we're looking for. And we'll show you that whenever we get to it. Hey guys, I don't want you to think that any pollen substitute can emulate what natural pollen can really do for a colony, because it can't. But what it can do is it can give the bees the opportunity to store fat bodies for the winter, and it can also give them something to eat and rear brood on when there's no source of incoming pollen. Like next week we're supposed to get severe storms and a lot of rain, so that's going to severely hamper the foraging capabilities of each colony. So by providing this pollen supplement to each colony, what it can do is it gives them an opportunity to continue storing fat bodies for the bees, and that queen can continue laying brood if there's no incoming pollen coming in, and they don't have to delve into their winter reserves quite as much. But don't ever think that any pollen substitute is a substitute for natural pollen, because it's not. Pollen substitute does have its place, and it's a great tool for any beekeeper to use. Just be mindful of its limits, and it's not going to stimulate a colony like a natural pollen flow is going to do. But we do like to use pollen supplement, you know, and we think it's very vital in our operation to keep our bees healthy and the queen stimulated when there's no natural pollen coming in. This is basically the consistency you're looking for. Not overly dry and not too wet. Like I say, we are going to stick this in between 2 pieces of wax paper to help hold it together, and also it helps keep some of the hive beetles out of it as the bees are consuming it. Helps them protect it just a little better. Basically, you want it where you can, you know, ball it up kind of like a baseball into a baseball, you know, consistency like that. It's real pliable, holds together well, and you know the bees can get in there on top of that and work it and defend it a little easier from the small hive beetles. Like I say, we are going to put this between some wax paper. Probably won't show that on the video. That's pretty self-explanatory. We like to feed anywhere between 1/4 to 1/2 pound, depending on the colony size. And this is enough here in small hive beetle country for us to give all of our colonies a little bit of pollen supplement for the inclement weather that's coming up next week. So we hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.